So I'm back here with another video. I've had some slight circumstantial changes in my life lately. Lost my job and so forth, so that's why I haven't been posting so much, and I'll talk more about that in another video. But in the meantime, I did want to talk about as far as what you need to travel. I'm about to start traveling again and leaving Thailand and going off to my destinations, and there is some things you should know before you embark from your country and travel overseas, and hopefully you'll find the information useful. Thank you and have a great day. Okay, so the first and the most obvious thing that you need is a passport. No matter what country you are from, if you are going to travel, majority of the time the countries you are going to need a visa for you to enjoy some sort of duration of stay in their country. Now, some countries, being said, depending from what country you are from, have something called a visa on arrival, so you don't have to worry about applying ahead of time. Now, this is where, there's a lot of research that goes into it. For example, Thailand, where I'm currently at, it's a bit of a headache. You have to decide when you're going to go, and depending on what visa rules they have at that time, determines the length of stay. For example, you can do a 60-day visa from your home country. Now they have a 6-month visa, and it can get rather complicated even though you have to leave every 3 months. So I encourage you to check the country you're going to, find out how long you want to stay, and then find out exactly what the requirements are. Now, one other thing when applying for the visa and so forth, it's worth noting is they also do require a passport photo. What you may not be aware of is that the passport photo is not only just required for your visas, but a lot of these countries won't even give you a cell phone without a proper passport photo. So you can imagine how many times you're going to be asked for this, especially when you're traveling around the world. You want to have access to a cell phone communication. You're always going to want to get a local SIM card. It just makes life so much easier. So my best suggestion to you is, before you start traveling, to go ahead and get the passport photos in your home country. I say get about a 10 or 20, and as soon as you run out, obviously in your next destination, go ahead and get some more. There's usually a universal standard. However, like in Thailand, for example, they have a Thailand size, and they have to meet those requirements. So if I were you, just check to the country you're heading over to first, make sure you have those size requirements, and then go from there. And that will save you a lot of headache instead of having to wait at the airport or at the cell phone store when they're to take your picture. Just a whole lot easier for you. Now, one other thing when traveling the world, and I made this mistake as well when going to Alaska, I started with a couple bags, a big carry-on bag, then a small duffel bag, and some handbag just to carry some additional items. It becomes a pain in the ass. It really does. And some of my friends told me to go ahead and travel with one bag. So eventually I smarted up and stopped being hard-headed. And it's definitely the way to do it. It just makes the entire process a whole lot easier. And make sure it's also a carry-on. So, I'll show you. This is something that I got at eBags, and I'll go ahead and send you the link below in the YouTube comment section. And also holds my 17-inch laptop here, so it's really great. It's lasted me already a year with no signs of wear and tear. It's a really good, sturdy bag, and I think it cost me about $50 American. So it was definitely a great buy. And you don't have to worry about your luggage being lost. It's always on there with you. And you also want to try to keep it as light as possible. I know you're going to another country, you think you need to get all these clothes. Keep it simple. Remember, this is a bag you're going to be wearing a lot. So you do want to keep it light as possible. And remember, a lot of the clothes you can just buy over there in the home country, and you'll be able to get clothes that are suitable for that climate. You're not exactly sure what climate you're going to face until you land there. So that would be my best suggestion. And maybe buy like a sweater beforehand. It's always going to get cold, unless you're from Miami Beach like I am. Majority of these climates, there's going to be some cold weather at some point. So it's nice to have maybe a good sturdy jacket and keep it as that. And then the rest from that, a couple jeans, some shirts, and some socks, and whatever you don't need as far as clothing, apparel, you can always buy in the home country. Now, if you have like little knickknacks that you may like, I don't know, man, but maybe a special toothpaste or something like that, a lot of this stuff may not be available there. So if it's a really sentimental thing or something you can't live with, the best thing is to bring it with you, because if you do end up buying it somewhere else, you're gonna be paying double the prices because of the export. So that's my only other recommendation. I would say if you need to bring something with you from home that you use on a daily basis, just bring it with you. It will save you a lot of time and trouble. And even things such as vitamins, for me in Thailand, are extremely hard to get a hold of. I found an online company, but it takes like 4 weeks to get delivered. So just a little food for thought, little things that, are easier, accessible for you at home. You may want to go ahead and bring them with you because they may not that be accessible when you land into the country. Now, one other thing, and my mom got me this, or made sure I got this. I always joked around with my dad. It's a little Fanny Pack thing. Now, you don't wear this externally, but you do hide it under your shirt. Now, this was coming insanely useful when I had quite a bit of cash on me from my yoga school, and I wanted to carry my passport photo. I mean, I know a lot of us, may lose things from time to time. When you're traveling the world, that's the last thing you want to do is lose your passport. It would be a pain in the ass to go ahead and get another passport money. You would freak out. It would just spoil the whole adventure. So my best suggestion is this was like $20. Nobody even knows you have it on you when you put it on yourself. You keep your passport there, whatever a significant amount of cash you have, and you may have the loose cash on your side, but nobody will ever know that you have this on you. It's definitely came in handy. I mean, caught myself quite a few times checking to make sure it was still there, but I traveled all around India, Thailand, and around the world so far with it, and it hasn't left me astray. And I definitely think it was a well spent item, and I truly enjoy this, and it was something that I recommend anybody to go ahead and get. Now, another thing when traveling, it may sound silly, but these flights are very long. I found this quite useful, a travel pillow. I mean, I got this one on Amazon. It was like $20. It's not the best, but I did travel on one flight, which was like $20, and I hated my life. I was cramping. If you have any issues with your neck or just have any issues sitting still for 20 hours like I do, these pillows will save your life, and it's definitely worth it, okay? One other thing that I would say I would recommend would be a pillow. Not a pillow. Last thing would be books. If you do like to read books, keep in mind they're quite heavy. So even though I may like the feel of a book and opening it, stick to an iPad or a cheap tablet, and that's the best way to lighten the load on your luggage as well. I didn't want to talk about that before I forget. But that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. I plan on making a lot more since my circumstances have changed. As always, nothing but love and gratitude.